So today, we're diving into what I think is the Pyromancer's most satisfying build. This run features the classic heat stack and flame up, some trusty eye lamp damage scaling, and a bit of cold stacking for even more awesomeness. But hey, check this run out and let me know what's your most satisfying build. Okay, let's go into this rank games with a random character and see who we're going to get today. So it looks like we're playing the Pyromancer. We do start off with Pestilence Flask and a Fire Pit. Now I'd love to keep this and potentially go for a freaking Serpent Staff here, but keeping this right now is going to be quite troublesome. I say that because it's not really going to do much for us, even though it is an epic item, and we do have to find ourselves a mana orb, which doesn't come till quite some time. So I'm going to start out by grabbing a broom. I'm going to grab this whetstone. I'm going to grab this on sale. I'm going to roll once. I was looking for a hero sword, which we didn't actually get. I'm going to grab this on sale. I'm going to roll again. And again. That's pretty rough. I'm going to roll again. We have to sell this right now. Unfortunately, since we missed so much, it's kind of crazy. I'm also going to grab this garlic as well. But I'm going to move on. Yeah, we had to roll quite a bit there to actually find ourselves a hero sword. We even passed up on a hell pot, which we could have went for some Shellys. Shellys would have been awesome. Shellys with Shell Totem would also be even better. But hey, can we actually beat this ranger? Not too bad. It was looking a little bit close. That's another whetstone. We could try to go for a burning blade here. I'm kind of down. We could keep a wooden sword, which I'm not going to. I'd like to grab this fanny pack, but I would have really preferred grabbing ourselves a leather bag here. I'm going to take it for now. I'm going to increase the speed of our broom. We're going to move our shell out for a second. Place our flame in. I'm going to save for 1 gold and I'm going to move on. Now I know this looks crazy, where this whetstone is, but we're going to get +1 damage on the broom, and it's going to use up a lot less stamina than the broom. And it's going to move a little bit faster than the broom, so I thought it would be a tiny bit better on a hero sword. But hey, not too bad. Now claws attack, hell yeah, I'm going to be grabbing. Let's grab an extra flame, I'm going to roll. Healing herbs will take as well, and I'm going to roll once more. But I'm actually going to sell flame to roll once again, and we definitely need that storage. Although we could craft up claws attack this way, or it might be actually better this way. But I'm going to reserve the storage. Do we want the health pot here? You know what, I'm going to take it, and I'm going to move on. Now we're increasing speed of our hero sword, which does make it use up a lot more stamina, especially with a broom, and yeah, we've no banana to sustain our stamina. But can we take on this other Pyromancer who's rocking a leather armor? They do also have a burning sword as well. But they do have 1 in power as well. But can we actually keep up? Because they did have 45. They had double our HP. Basically. With that block. And unfortunately, we just cannot. But hey, we should be able to get ourselves a claws attack, which should be awesome. Now, speaking of awesome, how about we go Enchanted Weapons Burning Blade with claws attack? Hell yeah. Okay, we literally got Burning Blade. Let's craft up a Shelly as well. And do we want to try to go for a Staff of Fire along with a Burning Blade and Enchanted Weapons? Well, let's grab this flame. I'm going to move on with this sort of situation for now. As we craft up our hero longsword, once we get our Burning Blade in, it should be a lot better. Especially with Enchanted Weapons, we do have 20% chance to stack up a little bit more heats. But can we take on this Slime Time Broom Shell Totem type opponent? Because they're going to get a ton of power. This broom is going to be dealing a ton of damage. We also got some power stacked up too. But unfortunately, the amount of healing our opponent does have, he's definitely going to outpace us. Unfortunately. But hey, we should be in a much better spot. With a freaking Shelly and a hero sword. I'm going to grab this bit of storage. I'm going to sell a flame, and I'm going to take ourselves this eye lamp. Now that's an early pineapple. I mean, we could just increase the speed of our claws attack by stacking up our spikes. We could also go for a flame with a burning blade. Am I crazy not to take it? Because I do want to go for Staff of Fire with Enchanted Weapons. You know what? I'm not going to take it. We're still going to move on with this. Now our opponent will have a lot of damage with a bow and arrow, claws attack, and a little tusk poker. But so do we. We have a lot of flat damage. And can we actually keep up? It's looking super close and just barely. But hey, we got a burning blade. Let's grab this for now. I'm going to grab another shiny shell. I'm going to grab this bit of storage as well. But hey, I think we actually want to increase the speed of our burning blade here so we can turbo stack our heat like there's no tomorrow. And I'm going to waste 1 gold roll here, and I will take this. Now, do we actually want to go for a freaking pandemonium? I mean, it's not great with enchanted weapons. And we've only got 2 food items. But it is a low stamina cost weapon, which is fantastic with the burning blade. I don't think we're going to take it. I think we're just going to move on with this for now. And we'll see. Double stir sand. They're unstackable, but that's going to be a lot of blinds stacked up on us. With a Mana Thirst, they're going to have guaranteed accuracy no matter what. You're going to get tons of heals with your goblins as well. But can we keep up? Because we do got a lot of heats. We're stacking up our power. And we're making this a super fast Shelly potentially. So it's not terribly bad. Now we could grab ourselves Molten Spear. Molten Spear, Burning Blade is literally iconic. Let's grab this. Amity Feasting is not exactly what I'm looking for. I'll take it. I'll take a Stone 2. I'm going to grab Burning Coal. I'm going to roll again. That is a dragon. It's also another Pestilence Flask, which I'm not going to take. Next round is going to be our subclass round. So taking a dragon, and we go for some Burning Dragons. Burning Blade action. I think we're going to. So I'm going to preserve that bit of storage as well. Wait, another enchanted weapons type situation, except they have a tiny Blorned sword with a Burning Blade. They're going dual wielding. And they do start off with a little bit of block. Can good old Shelly keeps alive here? We just need 1 more second. Just in time. And Shelly clutching out for us. Kind of absurd. And we got our Burning Coal, and we could actually go for Frozen Flames since it is on sale. Still get our Dragon. Might actually be nice. You know what? Let's actually take Frozen Flame. I know Dragon's probably the right play here. But let's go cold stacking. Let's grab ourselves the Spell Scroll Frost. I do want a Ruby Egg pretty badly though. Do we actually want this Amity Feasting? I mean, we could grab some chili peppers here. Start stacking up our heat as well. It also cleanses some debuffs. It's really, really nice as well. But it will be grabbing this fanny pack. And I think we're going to lose some flames to actually have Inner Dragon for now. This could also help us find some cheese as well. But I kind of want the chili pepper, I kind of want this too, and yeah, we're going to move on. Once we get our dragon, we should be in a pretty good spot as well. Now the thing is, it's going to be a little bit tougher to actually stack up our cold here, since we're not going to be going crazy on heats overall. But we'll see, because our opponent is rocking this corrupted armor as well, which is going to cleanse our cold, and it's going to inflict it back on us. So unfortunately, this could potentially be one opponent we really, really didn't want to face. For sure. But hey, that is Unsettling Presence. We could have a super fast Unsettling Presence if you want to. I'm not sure if you do. I do want to grab a chili pepper. I'm going to roll. That is a Phoenix if you want that as well. I'm not going to take it. I'm going to roll again because if you want to find yourselves some ways to get some coal. That is a Flame. I think we kind of have to take it here. Which means I'm going to sell the staff. And yeah, we're going to have to take it in the next rounds. But once next round does end, we're going to get our dragon, which is going to be even better for us. And we'll see. At this point, he's also going to be inflicting some cold on us. But we should have the advantage here. Because we do stack up a lot more heat than our opponents, even though they do have a ton of more max life. With the investment opportunity. They do get battle rage though, triggering their items a little bit faster. And it's actually looking super close. We did run out of stamina and we do want to fall short. Which is pretty darn rough. But we got our dragon right now, should give us the advantage again. Now, I'm actually going to take Thornburst here. I'm going to take Thornburst to give us some spike generation. Am I crazy for taking it? Because the good old Bag Tackler is really, really awesome. Let's grab you. It does mean I'm going to get rid of our Claws attack for now. I'm going to roll again. I'm going to grab this and keep moving. Okay, so I'm going to sell Healing Herbs. I'm going to sell Healing Herbs. I'm going to roll. That is an Ice Dragon. Do we want the Ice Dragon here? It is very, very expensive. It is another cold item, but it is a lot. I also want a Stamp Sack. We do need to finish some spikes. I think I'm still going to take it though. It's going to be a lot of golds. We're going to move on. We're going to be run through stamina like there's no tomorrow. Actually, maybe taking this Ice Dragon might not be the best play. Maybe we actually just want to get rid of a Burning Blade. And just go Flame up. So we can just go turbo stacking a ton of heats. We do got a lot of spikes, but that's because of our turnout actually stacking up our spikes. But hey, not looking too bad. And our opponent does only have a shovel with an axe. And we are running out of stamina because of that shield. But hey, not too bad. Am I crazy for selling this Burning Blade? I think I'm crazy. Because I'm going to grab this Ice Dragon. And I'm going to grab this Eye Lamp. And we're going to see if it's going to be good enough. We can grab ourselves this Ice Armor, which I don't necessarily want. I'd love to grab gloves here and craft up gloves of power, but it's going to have to do. And we're placing our Eye Lamp on our Flame, so we can actually just stack up a lot of damage. Potentially, hopefully. We'll see. We are going to be getting a Turn Bloom. And a Mr. Struggles, which means we're going to be reflecting some of that cold back on us, but yeah, it's not looking too bad. Thornburst definitely coming in super clutch, keeping us in it for sure. Okay, what are we going to grab here? We could craft up a Chili Gooberts for even more heat stacking. It's a lot of gold though. Also, I think we're going to have to take Wonky Stomach here. There's a lot more coal stacked up for us. It should be a hell of a lot better for us. We also want to place this down below. We're going to sell all this stuff here. I'm going to grab the storage. And I really want to grab this Water Tusk. Am I going to sell 4 flames for it? Because it's literally the same as having 4 flames in. I don't think so. I think I'm just going to move on with this for now. So we should be able to get a lot more block at the very beginning, which should be awesome. We also stop our opponent from stacking up a lot of max heals, which is Wonky Snowmans. But our opponent is going to have a lot of block. We're going to be inflicting a lot of poison, but we do have a super fast Shelly to cleanse some of those debuffs. And that's some big damage coming from Flame. But is it going to be enough here? It's looking super close, and holy moly, that was crazy. And we could try to go for double Shellys. We also got ourselves a banana, which after some time we did actually want to find. Let's grab this. We could keep grabbing our food items, which I'm not going to. That's a second Ice Dragon with another Chili. We want to go for a bunch of Ice Dragons. To be honest, with our Ambush Feasting, I think we're going to sell a Salpa. Sell a Salpa, sell these Flames, grab a Chili, and that's crazy. We have to grab this pretty much this round. Are we going to be able to survive without it? We could sell 1 Chili, but I'd love to keep 2 Chilies. You know what? I'm going to wait around. Yeah, definitely going to wait around. Get our freaking coal stacked up. Get our spike stacked up. In this turn, 1 Water Tusk at the very beginning is going to be really, really nice as well. And I'm going to be looking for eye lamps. Eye lamps are going to be pretty much the key to our win here. Trying to lamp are already lamping. Well, you know what? Not too bad. And speaking of eye lamp, how about we just take another one? Let's take our pineapple. And we could take out a Shelly for our food items. But a super fast Shelly is really, really nice for cleansing a lot of debuffs. Well, I still want this Ice Dragon, but it is costing quite a bit. This could be Amulet Wilds as well. Am I going to trade 1 eye lamp? Definitely not. And I'm going to roll. As crazy as that sounds, I'm going to roll again. And that's even more crazy. I'm going to sell 3 flames. Actually, I'm going to sell 4 flames here, unfortunately. We could sell this, but that is removing a few buffs as well. I think I'm actually going to sell that. So grab this bit of storage. We're going to have another eye lamp on our flame, making it go crazy. We could spread out between our dragons, but it's going to be this way for now. Just going to have this to be the fastest scaling flame of all time. And blind is not going to matter. Quite literally. With a pineapple, we do have definitely a much better scaling setup. Although those dragons are going to be dealing some big damage, but we do answer back. And you know what? It's looking super close. And just barely. Barely winning out. So we actually do end up with a 60 DPS, which is not too bad at this point in the game, to be honest. Especially going up against a 50 DPS Burning Blade Dragons. This was what our build was looking out to be, with enchanted weapons and everything. But since the Frozen Flame was on sale, it turned out a lot different. Now as for heals, we do end up with about 12 healing per second, with 25 max health gains, and 15 block per second as well. So, we either need to increase our damage significantly or strikeability. And one way to increase our strikeability is by inflicting a hell of a lot of coals. So let's grab our book. Can't grab this dragon. We could grab a Cap Resilience to keep ourselves alive a little bit longer. But we are sacrificing quite a lot to fit all this in. I'm going to take it, but I'm going to get rid of 1 chili pepper for 3 seconds of not turbo getting smashed. Is it actually going to be better? I'm not sure if it is. Because more heat generation, more heals, I think it's going to have to do. Maybe it might be better than a bulk of ice because... Actually, no, it's not, because with our 1 set of blueberries, it should be a lot of cold stacker first. I think we're going to move on. We're going to get our ice dragon in the next runs. I'm not going to place our cap in just yet. We are going to be able to take on this Excalibur with the Paradise Burb. Now, lucky for us, they don't actually have any heat stacking, so slowing it down is going to be huge counter to this opponent, for sure. Before they even get to their battle rage, this Deerwood Guardian has been reduced quite significantly. We got an insane amount of heats. Our Flame Up is going to be dealing some big damage, but they actually have a lot of max life stacked up, 720. But that Flame Up hitting for some insane damage, and not too bad. Now, how about double? No, definitely not. Let's grab our set of blueberries. Let's grab our ice dragon. Let's roll once. And I do want to grab this fanny pack. And I really need to find some extra storage here. So, you know what? I'm going to sell a flame, 2 roll again. We could try to go for another dragon as well, but I don't necessarily want to. Now, stone cap might actually play as well. I'm going to sell 1 more flame. I'm going to roll. We can't actually fit in a roof build just yet. You know what? I'm going to sell our cap. I'm going to sell our cap because I do want to grab this fanny pack. And I do want to place our pineapple inside it as well, along with our Thornburst. And this dragon is going to have to sit out for this dragon for now. But we can slightly move this out and get 5 more max HP. And with that, I'm going to roll once more. Now, second pineapple, do we actually want it? I will take another fanny pack. I'm not going to take an extra pineapple. I think we should be okay with our spike stacking for now. Potentially. You know what? Actually, it might be pretty decent. We are going to begin a Thornbloom with a lot of power stacking. But, again, we're going to be slowing him down. The Flame Up is going to be doing tons of damage. And it should be pretty awesome. Definitely. Definitely awesome. Now, let's go ahead and grab this fanny pack. Let's grab these potion belts. Place your dragon back in. Let's roll again. And I don't exactly want any of these items, so I'm going to roll again. Now, another book of ice. Is that actually going to be worth it here? We don't generate up enough mana to actually make use of a bunch of them. And it's a lot of gold. So I might not actually take it. We could go for an ice armor for even more block. I will take the protect little person. I'm going to roll again. And what I'm actually looking for, Jin's Lamp. So I'm going to keep rolling for now. If you want to grab yourselves a wonky snowman, this is the final round to craft up this obsidian dragon if you want to do as well. But unfortunately, we don't have enough gold. Are we going to settle for just a wonky summon in the next round? Because we are just going to get 15 golds. It's going to be more gold stacked up. You know what? I think I'm actually going to do that. Well, let's move on for now. Jin's Lamp would have been really, really nice here as well, because it's also going to help our spike stacking quite significantly as well. But we do got tons of block right now. Looking pretty awesome. Slowing down our opponents. And it's going to be even better for us, because our opponent doesn't have a big old busted blade. Looks like they're just in the transition of actually crafting up, which is awesome for us. Now, we did get a Jin's Lamp, which I do really want to grab. But that's also Wonky Snowman. But, well, we could actually grab the Fanfare with the Wonky Snowman here instead. It does stack up our mana, perfect for our Book of Life. It also stacks up our power, perfect for our dragons as well as our flame. Maybe it's worth grabbing as well, which would actually be better. Because the Jin's Lamp will be stacking up our spikes for our flame. It's also going to stack up some luck potentially, so use accuracy, which doesn't really matter with our eye lamps. It also helps stack up our mana if we do run through pretty fast for a Book of Ice. But that's also mana Orb so we could try to lamp our flame up here. But the only other block generation we do have is from the very beginning, so it's going to be a bit tough to actually lamp this. So call me crazy. I'm actually going to take the Fanfrick here. I'm going to sell flame, and I'm going to take the Wonky Snowman as well. But all this talk about lamping and lamping flame up, and we're not even going to take it at the ends, because I think this is just going to be so much better for us overall. But it is going to give us our power for our dragons. And it's also going to reduce our opponent's stamina as well, keeping us alive here. I'm going to sell a flame 2 roll once. I'm going to sell another flame 2 roll again. And I was hoping to find ourselves a protect little purse, because I do want this Thornburst inside a fanny pack here. So I'm actually going to forego the speed a little bit on a pineapple here for Thornburst. I think that's going to be a little bit better for us, since this is going to get some increased speed anyway from our Armored Feasting. Now also a Prismatic Orb would have been really, really nice as well, stacking up some rebuffs as well, but it's going to have to do without. And this is going to be final builds. Nothing wrong with a good old Flame, Eye Lamp, CRYOMANCER type builds with some Ice Dragons. And we're going to see if it's going to be good enough. Can we actually outpace this meta Poison Spear setup? Because they're going to be inflicting a turbo amount of poison on us. And they're going to be dealing some big damage as well. So can we actually keep up? Now they don't actually have a lot of crit chance, which is lucky for us overall. We're stacking up that cold, slowing them down. They do resist quite a bit of it though with the Poison Ivy. And this could potentially be a massive counter to us. Although we do have quite a bit of colds. We've got quite a bit of heats. And we're starting to deal some big damage, but so is our opponents. And one more big smack from our Flame just barely wins it out for us. You know what? Kinda awesome. Even with Stone Shoes as well, they do counter us even more. I mean, our Dragons dealing 5 to 7 damage each. But hey, we did end up with a 72 DPS still. Flame being the vast majority of it because our Ice Dragons and our Ruby Orbs went pretty bad into Stone Shoes. Now as for heals, we did end up with 14 healing per second with 10 max health gained. And as for block, we did double our block gain, but it's still not a whole lot. And then as for Empower, was it worth adding in our fanfare? 3 Empower for 3 more damage on our Dragons? You know what? I would argue that it actually did. But hey, we did survive 3 lives left. Let's go and see just how much rank points we managed to get. Plus 10. Not too bad here. But anyways, I'm going to leave you here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing. And I hope to keep looking for the next one. I'll see you next time. Okay, we're back in history and we're going to see, can we deal with some round 18 builds? Can we deal with a Nocturnal Locklifter, with another pair of Stone Shoes and a Bloodthorn, and Hearted cards? They're going to have an insane amount of regen and Vampirism stacking, but can we actually slow them down? Because so far, that's an insane amount of freaking cold, and that's a big damage from our good old Flame. But hey, can we take on a super fast Chili Cheese Excalibur with the Burning Banner and Investment Opportunity? This is going to be an insane amount of max life, and they're going to be cleansing a lot of cold. So we do got to take them out pretty fast here before they start going infinite with their heats. Now we're actually outpacing them on heats, but eventually they're going to go turbo nuts. But hey, not too bad. Now hey, can we finally take on a Katana with an Eye Lamp with no Rush Please? They're going to be trying to turbo stack heat like there's no tomorrow, but as long as we slow them down, we should be in a pretty good spot. Potentially. They're going to be moving a lot of rebuffs, they're going to be moving a lot of scaling damage, but that's 60 cold stack of their opponent. You know what? Amazing.